Guys, good morning. It's 11:30 right now, and fair warning, my caffeine has not kicked in. Okay, this video might be a little rambly and all over the place because I'm trying to cut down on the caffeine. I got my teeth cleaned yesterday, and I'm just very, very like a stickler about not doing any damage to my teeth. So, but they're pretty. Yeah, the Gitano and Gitana spirit guides are not one size fits all. None of them are. None of the commissions. And, I see a lot of people kind of put them in a box. Like, they'll get the same candles for their Gitana and Gitanos. They'll all play the same music for them. They'll all buy them the same gifts on Dia de los Muertos. And a lot of people in Spiritism, that is the day that, they choose to venerate their people, because that week, like Halloween, All Saints Day, Dia de los Muertos, all of that, worldwide, it's an ancestral celebration and celebration of the dead. So that's the day that a lot of people give them like a new deck of tarot cards or some new jewelry, some perfume. Also, some spirit guides will share with you like their zodiac sign and when they were born in that lifetime. So if your Gitana happens to be a Scorpio, she gets a lot of gifts in the same month, right? Or that just might be the day that she picks that she wants you to have a little celebration for her. Same with all these spirit guides. This is why getting to know them is very important, and getting to know where they're from is important. And I know not everyone is there yet. Get a reading, get a spiritual court reading, and if you need someone like me, we can communicate with that spirit and find out where they're from, their personality, their culture, their likes and dislikes, things like that. There is so much diversity within the Romani group of people. Like, we're very similar, but we're very different at the same time. Okay? I want to talk about food first, especially because we're getting into the holidays. If you want to feed your spiritual court, from what I was taught, you can put food on the boveda. Same with coffee. I know that some people, when they make their coffee in the morning, every day, they also make a cup or two for their spirit guides. That's fine. Everyone loves coffee. I have noticed that the Gitano and Gitana spirits like sweet stuff a lot more. Like, they're a lot more likely to come around when the vibration is something very sweet. So you can give them black coffee with sugar in it. You can give them candy. You can give them something sweet, like a sweet breakfast food or something. Baklava is really good. That's a pretty common, even though I'm biased and I think it started in Greece. Some people think it started in Turkey. They stole a lot of stuff from us, and vice versa. It's a good Mediterranean dessert to give. And they're just more likely to come around as opposed to something else. But if that's all you have on hand and you need to feed your people, do it. Leave it out for 24 hours. And if it gets a little funky before then for some reason, take it off. Depending on what kind of food it is, I like to give it back to the earth, just out of respect. So if it's like a salad, because some spirits, they just like vegetables. Like, the Romani people are very, very deeply connected to nature, so she might ask for some salad, I'm not gonna lie. And then the next week, they might want some souvlaki, which is like the Greek meat that is lamb and beef mixed together. It's very good. I'm vegetarian now, but I'm with it. And gyros, that's another one if your Gitano or Gitana is Greek. Also, the Greek appetizers like spanakopita, dolmas, which are the grape leaves, little stuff like that. They like stuff like that. If you give them pizza, they're grateful. You know, they'll take the energy from it, but you're more likely to feel them around and get results. Like if you're asking them for something, if you give them something that they resonate with and that they like. okay? That's just the whole point of this video. Once a week is when a lot of people are told to feed their bovada, their people. If you are in Santeria or Ifa or another path that, or Palo, where you give your ancestors actual sacrifices, I'm not sure how often you should give them food, like actual edible food. Talk to your elders about that. I don't do sacrifice. My Egun and my Quadro does not get blood. They don't want it either. No thanks. I don't even give them, like, unless it's my dad, because I know how he liked his steak. I don't even give them, like, medium rare or rare anything. Nothing with blood. Okay? No. Also, anything with salt. And this goes for all spirit guides, not just, Romani. Sweet. When you think of Gitano and Gitana, I want you to think sweet, happy, joyful, strong, connected to nature, Mediterranean-ish foods, because there's Romani spirit guides from, like, Russia and Hungary and Czech Republic and France, like, all over Europe and other countries too. Brazil has a huge Romani population, and you might have a Brazilian spirit guide that's Romani. Brazilian food is so good. Oh my god. Ooh. They're kind of like croquetas, but with cheese. The little cheese bread things. Oh my god. They're so good. It's called like paja de queso or something. Like bread with cheese, bread and cheese. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I haven't eaten this morning, so I'm like dreaming about food. Obviously, if your Gitano or Gitana is Italian food. Pasta is very comforting, it's very warm. That's a good, like, thank you to them. Something really, like, indulgent if they help you with something. Because everyone loves comfort food, and Italian food can be very, very comforting and soothing. So, tiramisu, a very sweet, good dessert. Cannolis. I'm trying to think. Like, just research wherever your people come from and their foods. And a lot of it y'all can make at home. It's not that hard. And they like it better. Like, I've gotten stuff from my ancestors from the restaurant before, or given them some, but they like it more when you make it yourself. It means more. So even if this is not your background, you can still make gyros at home. You can still make cannolis at home. I hope you can make pasta. For a very long time, that was all I was capable of cooking. But since I got on this path, I've learned a lot. And that has a lot to do with my spirits. Because they asked that of me. And I'm happy I did. Because you feel better. Because you don't know what kind of day that cook is having. You don't know what's going on in their life. You know, it's just better. Now let's move on to music. I mentioned this on a TikTok yesterday. I know a lot of y'all like to play like belly dancing music for your Gitana, which is fine. If that's what she likes and you get results and you feel her energy, and awesome. But I've also seen people playing a lot of Shakira and dolls, PCD. I say this with all the love of my heart, and I'm not being a judgmental bitch, but baby, your Gitana most likely does not know who Shakira is. That's beautiful. I love Shakira, okay? At 8 years old, I remember that was the first time I learned to belly dance was by watching Shakira. A lot of 8-year-olds learned how to dance from Britney Spears and Shakira. Was it appropriate? No. But that's just the times that we lived in. My childhood, I love her. But when it comes to my spirit guides, I try to play more appropriate traditional music. of wherever they're from. And each country is going to have folk music. And some of the countries will have like designated bunny dancing music. In Greece, it's called siphoned. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly. I can only say about 13 Greek words when I'm getting there. It's on the post if you want to look at it. Also, Balkan brass is really good for the Balkan countries, obviously. In Italy, they have, I believe it's called Tarantella. Beautiful music. Spain, flamenco is very, very heavily Romani influenced, and a lot of the folk music of these countries are influenced by the Romani people. Truly. Klezmer, if your Gitana or Gitano happens to be Jewish. I love klezmer music. Side note, if y'all have never been to a Jewish wedding, I highly recommend. They are so much fun. Like, when Hava Nagila comes on, I'm running. And I'm getting in that line, in that circle. That's like something that is a very Gitana and Gitano trait. They love dancing. They love music, beauty, jewelry, perfume, like all these indulgent things that make life worth living. That is what they enjoy. Obviously, the men are more masculine, but they like to have fun. A lot of the Gitano, the male spirits, are very laid back. They are very protective. They're very old-fashioned, a lot of them, so you have to be kind of careful if those are not your beliefs. They love guitar music. A lot of pictures you'll see of the Gitano men with guitars and stuff. Artwork is another nice thing that you can put around them. And I've said this before, not to make an actual shrine or altar for your spirit guides of any kind. A deity is a lot higher, but when it comes to spirit guides, I give them their own space within the Bovada or next to the Bovada. So it's all kind of in the same area. It's almost like an extension of the Bovada, if that makes sense. It's not an outright shrine. Okay, because everybody deserves their own little space, you know? It's more organized. Things flow better. I know a lot of people give gifts to their spirit guides on, like, Day of the Dead or All Saints Day, or on Halloween that week in the fall. Just don't give them too much. I can't stress that enough. Not to give them too many physical things. Like, it makes them very much earthbound. And sometimes we want them close to us because we're going through something or we're going through a transformation. But just be careful. You know, they don't need to eat every single day. Music is something that is going to call their attention, and good food. As long as you don't have an ancestor that had an alcohol problem, you can put sangria or another type of, like, wine on your bovada. But even though that wine might not be for your ancestors, it's still in their space, and it's just not a good idea if they had alcoholism, even though it's for your Gitana. You see what I'm saying? Same with smoking. If they really, really tried to kick that habit and they couldn't, it's gonna kind of make things not so good. Because it triggers them. It reminds them of, like, damn, I couldn't kick that habit when I was alive, and now I gotta deal with it in death. Damn. So a lot of the Romani spirit guides do enjoy cigarettes and cigars. Non-menthol cigarettes. Mine personally likes Camel Crush menthol. Even though obviously back in her day they did not have Camel Crush menthol. That's what she's grown to like over the years. That's just an example. But I know what to get her. I don't get her cigarettes very often because I don't like them. I only smoked for a year tops. No, like 6 months. And then I went to vaping. And I stopped vaping. Best decision I ever made. Okay, but this is just a general idea. Like, food and music are two things that will really help you connect with them. Research the countries. Like, research is so important in Spiritism. I can't stress it enough. Because that is how you're going to learn about your people. Okay? If you have a Madama spirit guide that was a root worker, meaning she practiced hoodoo and roots and conjure and all of that in the South, research what life was like for them in that period. It was most likely a period of slavery. And learn how they lived and how they had to survive and how hoodoo helped them. You know? And how a lot of those men and women of the Congo and Madama commissions, they actually were helpful to a lot of white people. A lot of white people went to conjure men and women for help. So it's just, it helps you connect with them. And you'll notice when you're researching about your spirit guides, they're a lot more likely to come around. I promise you, you'll feel their energy. And the Romani people have been through a lot. So I can tell you 100% it really means a lot to them when you give them these things, like food and music and stuff, and jewelry every now and then, perfume or cologne in the male sense every now and then. They love it, and they're very appreciative, okay? If you would like to book your spiritual court reading or another type of reading with me, you can click the link in my description, and I will get back to you. I believe the spiritual court readings are 45 minutes. Usually I go over, but that's what it's supposed to be. For 113, I think. Just because it is one of the more pricier readings, because it does take a lot out of me. Because it's like going through a line of people and energy. Okay? I love you guys so much. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay? Bye.